guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a little bit of an interesting spot to start the video out on, but nonetheless, I haven't done an install video on the channel in a little while, and I'm installing something that I should have probably had installed a long time ago. So we'll go ahead and get more into that once I start unboxing some things. But nonetheless, join me on this as I'm gonna pop this on. I also gotta do a little bit of maintenance on the car too, which kind of goes along with all of this, so we'll get into that as well. But there's been a couple other mods that I want to kind of sprinkle in throughout the episode as well. And then on top of that, I want to take you guys over to one of the things that I had the opportunity to check out over the last couple of weeks that I haven't done a full video on, but I want to slide in some content on that too. So be sure to check it out. Be sure to stick around because there's some cool stuff throughout. And nonetheless, let's go ahead and hop on into the mod that I should have started with a long time ago. So I've had the intake, the Forge intake now for a good amount of time, probably over a year now at this point. I love it. I love the sound of it. I know there's probably a small performance benefit, but not much, given that it also is sort of a hot air intake. Although they have done some testing to solidify that their big mouth sort of intake here, or intake filter actually kind of helps insulate the intake a little bit more. But nonetheless, the inlet is really where you will get a little bit of that performance benefit because you're getting a bigger inlet into the turbo. I'll probably put stats on how big that inlet is versus the stock one. But the one thing that kind of scares people is that it's really hard to get to the inlet nonetheless. But I think I got a little trick that I've been kind of buzzing around in my head on how to get to that and make this install a little bit easier. So we'll see when I dive into it if that actually does work or if I struggle like the rest of the folks do. But I also have to change the air filter, so I got a replacement one of those as well. So we'll be doing that, and nonetheless we'll be seeing how the piping kind of sits and fits in there as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into it.
Are we going to play with bike?
Maybe a little bit. I 100% understand why this is a bit of a frustrating install. I just now getting into it, so I got a couple ideas and tips and tricks and things that I might share with you guys afterwards. It is very hard to get to the two bottom bolts of the inlet with really anything, to be totally honest. I saw a couple of tricks on maybe like some extension, some wobble extension kind of situations to get to it, but even those make it tough because you have to make sure the actual bit makes it onto the bolt before you even can start turning. Really, if I can get this one off first, but the back one is truly going to be a difficult task because it is, this piping here is a hard pipe that you can't move. I'm tempted to see if maybe you could, I don't know where this is going to, but maybe I can remove the tube here, but that bolt is definitely going to be near impossible versus this one. So we're going to give it a shot, and I will definitely let you guys know my tips and tricks once I get it off. Right into the sun, so the lighting comes out well. But we are at the vent. We're pretty much all set up now. We got a nice little spot right sort of overlooking the track as well as overlooking the car show portion. But it's really cool because they actually have a racing event that's going on too. So it's all classes of cars here, from standing next to this 911 right over here. The IROC Z Camaros, some of the IROC class cars, a lot of Datsuns, a lot of Zs. Really cool to see that as well. That classic BMW 3-liter SL over there. A lot of Mustangs been rolling in too, which is pretty cool. This guy's got his tires on top, which is pretty cool. It's a drift build, I can definitely tell. But so many cool cars out here. This Alpha section over here too, I'll show some B-roll of that. It's pretty cool to see. But we're kind of figuring out the flow of how we're gonna kind of do the podcast and maybe potentially interview some folks. That's ultimately the goal, is to get a good amount of interviews and just chat with people about their cars. So nonetheless, we're excited to see how that all comes together. But it's gonna be a fun packed day, a long day for sure. We were already out here at 6 a.m. and it's supposed to be going till 6 o'clock in the afternoon or evening. So we'll see how long we're out here, but it's gonna be a packed day. Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He's got nitrous. And I actually had a sheriff with me at a Casa Coffee before I got in my car.
Yeah.
Hey, that better not be nitrous. I'm gonna pull you over and say I'm like, don't worry, it's my air compressor.
It's just a compressor.
Like, show me. I'm like, that's my air compressor. This is my air management. This is my air tank.
Yeah.
There's no nitrous. Everything's stock other than just maintenance.
Yeah. That thing's seriously hauling. Like, it's hard to kind of get the perspective of the speed that these things are going into the corners with, but you could just tell that thing is just hauling it all the way down the straight. And I'm sure you'll probably see that by the time he gets up here, I mean, look at all the distance that he's putting on all these cars as he's coming up. That thing is just an absolute track beast. It just has not been matched. I mean, as much as we like to say like lighter, smaller cars, maybe even smaller engines can do what, displacement can't. The Viper is just a testament that even though, it's not really that big of a car, but even with the huge 8.4 liter engine, it gets the job done and more for sure. There we go. So that's actually a good angle. So the bolt is a little further down in here, kind of where my fingers pointed. And so once you get the top two out, the best trick is to try and get the inlet to rotate as much as you can. You run out of room down at the bottom because there's two hoses that run right there. But if you can get it to rotate, then you can potentially get a 10 millimeter small 1/4 inch socket wrench to get in there and start the slow turn to get it out. So I was able to get that to turn, get that pulled off, and then bring everything out. And then there's a gasket that usually attaches to the inlet, just because of the friction between the two. It usually sticks onto the inlet, so you want to take that off and put that on the new one. But nonetheless, that is kind of the process of getting this out. But obviously the inlet getting in is a lot easier for two reasons. One is that it doesn't have this big long neck that you have to kind of maneuver around just to get to the bolts. So that makes it just 10 times easier just in and of itself. But the other reason that it's easy is because it actually has Allen bolts to go in. Just because they're also kind of flush with the inlet now, they're not really sticking out, and so you don't really have to worry about them falling out, which is definitely a good design. So I can definitely tell that this was something that was not only just a great design just to obviously get better performance, but a good design to make it a lot easier to potentially work on in the future. But that is it. I'm actually pretty, even though it took me a little longer, I actually do have legit busted knuckles from trying to maneuver around this thing to get it out. It actually wasn't too bad. It always takes me longer than it says than anybody anticipates in taking them to get these things put together. But it still wasn't that bad. I am glad that I did this during the day though, because if I would have done this late at night, I would have been very, very frustrated. So let's get everything bolted back up, and then we'll get a start up and see how this all comes together. right, guys, so sitting in the car now, it's actually been a few weeks since I installed the inlet on the car, and I hadn't put all things together for a video, so I figured it'd be cool to kind of give you guys a perspective of a couple of weeks in, and some things I've noticed with it, and really let you guys know why I decided to do this now. But nonetheless, the inlet, you know, I posted on my Instagram when I first did this that the butt dyno definitely felt some differences, and the big difference is throttle response. I'm noticing the boost is coming on a lot quicker. It's a lot more consistent. I noticed times when I, you know, just had the intake where you could almost kind of feel like the car, like it was bringing in boost, but it wasn't really boosting at its full potential, and it could feel a little bit lurchy sometimes. But I just noticed that that's kind of gone away with the inlet, and so, you know, passing on the highway, like, you're building boost really quick, even in 6th gear, and so that's really a huge benefit all in all. I do notice that you don't, you know, there's a rare occasion where you do get a little bit of that flutter, which we know sounds cool, but it's actually not beneficial because that's really just a lot of turbulent air going through the turbo, and so nonetheless you don't really get that sound as much with the inlet because you have a bigger opening, and so definitely some benefits performance wise there. All in all, great install, although very frustrating until you kind of figure out how to get past some of the pinpoints or the pain points, but afterwards definitely a benefit, and definitely recommend it if you're really looking to actually get the power and performance benefits of going with the new intake, because like I said, going with having a regular intake or just doing the intake upgrade doesn't really get you the performance gains that actually increasing the airflow does, and so the inlet is definitely necessary if you want to see those power gains. So nonetheless, that's all I got for you guys on this one. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to stick around because there's a lot of exciting things coming, so we'll catch you guys later.